be Kesaya, but now I'm a born again. Yes, I'm a born
again. It all costs. See, Shakara don't end, the shoulder power don't come down. Sister Amaka, you don't be hungry for husband. Wait, where those men wait?
Right, I've got myself here a compilation of videos, just what you call different iterations or different versions of the viral video, the Carry Me Dey Go video. Well, it depends on what part of the world you're from, but if you have any Nigerian blood in you, or if you've been in Nigeria, you will understand that what the language in which they're singing is Pidgin English. But that's not the issue. What is notable about this video is the fact that it's all women. Women that are approaching the wall or hit the wall, probably gone past it and are in dire need or desperately looking for husbands. Believe it or not, they got themselves into some church where apparently they were supposed to they were singing the song as a way to appease God, so he will lead them to the right man to marry, because time, quote unquote, was running out. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video, I mean, it's so funny. The three versions of the viral video are all designed to be humorous, but I also see, and I'm very glad that happened, I'm seeing in the third one especially, in fact the second and the third one, two young men passed a powerful message, but I think it's being missed in the humor. People, Nigerians are we're humor loving people, so we miss that. Sometimes we miss the message because we're so busy laughing. And I think in this particular instance, it is very important for women, females who are hopefully still young and not yet at the wall, who have not hit the wall, and who are not struggling to find a man because they are aging out. It's important for them to listen to what these two young men, the second and the third video you are going to watch, all right, they had a message, and I think that message is very important for every young woman to take to heart. All right, so I'm going to let you listen to each one. The first one is a kind of a church choir rendition. They didn't say anything. It was just a group of young men and women who sat down and just did a kind of a church choir thing. So I think that theirs was just like it was purely for fun. It wasn't like they were trying to pass a message, at least not directly.
But now I'm a born again. Yes, I'm a born again now. Before I did select two, but now I know select again. Yes, anyone can go, as far as saying a husband. Before I be sleeping, but now I know this slay again. Yes, I know one slay again, I bet, but it no be machine, I don't tire. Before I did find moto, but now if you know card I did go. Yes, even a man why they go, as far as say my husband. Before I did do shakala, but now me I don't humble. Bros be myself, yes sir. Before he must be rich man, but now any man can go. Yes, I don't care about the money, we can build together. Oh yeah, Carry Me Dey Go, daddy Carry Me Dey Go, my husband house.
It all costs. See, Shakara don't end, the shoulder power don't come down. Sister Amaka, you don't be hungry for husband. Wait, where those men where they find it from your compound? Oh, you don't pursue them, you think say that you they run down. Remember that guy with simple life, where no they stress you, where they treat you right. But you they listen to friends where they feed you lies. You can't break up with Sam, say the G too nice. Or the one where they put you on his payroll. They fund your answer every month where they go. You say you don't find a shot today slow. You tell him make you carry him ugly face go. Miss Independent, just say you don't want man. Turn up every party, but every man you they turn down. All your mates don't marry, now you don't come. Every church program, now this song really love fast.
Now the second guy, I think is Theodore Ikalika. I think I just love the way he captioned his, he talked about in other previously I was Keziah, these women that do all these funny things to men, and now he says she doesn't do that again. Before I used to select, now I don't select anymore. In other words, they were very picky in terms of the man they would go with. There was a time, before, I used to be a slave queen, but I'm no longer a slave queen anymore. I'm ready to just mellow. In fact, I'm mellow now. Okay, before now I used to look for a man that had a car. Now I don't mind if it's someone that has a bike. I just need a man. Any man will do. Before I used to do shakara. You used to have a chip on your shoulder. You used to kind of feel arrogant, and now I'm no longer like that. Before now I needed a rich man. Now I don't really need any man will do now. I mean, if you look at this, what this man is saying, he's actually trying to capture the kinds of how do I put it now, the kind of responses that many of these women who feel that they're so beautiful and they feel that they're so aware, outgoing, they're so in demand, and they price themselves literally out of the market. So you get to a point where so many men come to them and they just keep giving these men all kinds of conditions. The men walk away, the good ones, and then the bad ones stay around and mess them up. And then by the time they are ready to settle down, they realize time is running out on them. Oh, there's nobody asking for their hands in marriage anymore, and then it becomes a rude awakening for them. That's what Ikalika has said. Okay, but the third man is the one that was really most articulate, and he clearly knew exactly what needed to be said to women. And I know that any one of those women who are misbehaving right now, who listens to that third gentleman, will really know that those points hit home, and hopefully will take correction before it's too late for them as well. Right, so with this third guy, no name, of course, I have no idea. I don't know, maybe Profigno or something like that on the profile, TikTok profile. But basically, the word shakara keeps popping up, and I think it's important for those of you who are not Nigerians. Shakara is an expression, I think, popularized by Fela Anikulapo Kuti, the great legend, late Fela, the creator of the Afrobeat genre of music. And he talks about shakara. Shakara, that shakara in the expression is used to describe somebody who's trying to kind of bluff his way or her way through anything, trying to make themselves look to be what they are not really. So generally they usually try and take advantage or kind of intimidate other people. So he says shakara don't end, which means shakara is over, shakara is done, and your shoulder part don't come down. So in other words, the chip on the shoulder, that's a way of saying it in pidgin English, the chip they have on their shoulder is suddenly gone. He uses just picks a name, just a label. Sister Amaka, you are now hungry for husband. You are in bad need, you are in dire need of a husband now. So it's crazy the way this guy has put it here, and this is rap form. Which makes it even more entertaining. I can imagine. But the guy you see the look on his face. It's almost like he knows a few people. He has in mind who this message is for. And I'll be honest with you. As a young man, I did see a lot of this happening. I wasn't a guy that was into the game of chasing ladies, but I did see a lot of women really going over the edge. If you're going to reject a guy, reject him in a manner. You don't necessarily have to destroy his self-esteem because you're trying to. They basically believe that they need to put the man down for trying to ask them out and all that, and then later on they find out they're looking for men they can't find, and then eventually the man they find just messes them up. But let me go on. Okay, so let's see what else he says. He said, all right, okay, so she chased men away a lot. The guy with a simple life, she chased him away. She was listening to friends, okay, who fed her lies, and then now led her into the pit. Now there was a guy that put her on his payroll and was giving her money, and she still didn't value him. She said he was not fine, he was short, he was ugly. That she was Miss Independence. She was forming independence. In other words, she was trying to claim to be the boss lady, the independent lady, and then suddenly she needs a husband. And in order to get a husband, she's going to have to drop all that attitude and be humble, and then go and in a place like this and sing the song Me Dey Go. So the point is, why go through this cycle? Why expose yourself to this needless, inevitable end, which is not pleasant? Why not just be smart and be wise like other women who have gone the same path? that are living happily with their husbands and with their children and their families. Why not just do the right thing? Take action when the time is right. Find a man that truly loves you and cares for you and is willing to take care of you. Settle down with him or her. Settle down with him. Build with him so that you live a very fulfilling life in the long run. That's basically the message. All right. So ultimately, I'm doing this series because I feel it's a very powerful way to let today's modern young women understand that they don't have time on their sides, unlike men who can literally reinvent themselves, even to some extent physically. We've seen 80-year-old men looking so damn good because they stay physically fit, they exercise, they do bodybuilding and all that. We've seen them looking really good. That's the advantage that men have. Women don't have that advantage. In the Yoruba language, he said that "Ale obìnrin te shu," which means night falls early for women. In other words, they don't have time on their side. They age faster, physically anyway. And so because their bodies fall apart much earlier, it's important for them to settle down quickly. Because if they have any plans to have marriage, to get married, then there's no way their physical appearance will not affect the appeal that a man will feel that they have. So if you are a woman and you're young and you're getting courted and you think it's too early, be careful. Don't let it be too late before you begin to carefully or take the pains to look at who you want to really settle down with, because time may not be on your side. And there's so many reasons why that will be so. Apart from the fact that physically your looks may begin to fade away, there's also the issue of your ability to have kids. Because if a man that's going to marry you is expecting kids, he'll be looking at marrying somebody that's young and can carry kids. And then the third thing is also your attitude, your behavior, your personality, your character, what kind of person you are. Anyway, all of those things are so important, and they should influence your decision about when and how to settle down, with whom to settle down. But a lot of women follow the crowd, they follow the bandwagon of other women, and they forget that those other women have their own lives to live, and you are not all the same. Some people, if it is possible, we could believe that some women feel that it's better to be alone. I read something about Yeni Kuti saying that women don't need marriage to feel fulfilled. I disagree. What I have seen, even the fact that this video is going, I've not seen a video of men saying, find my wife for me or something like that, find me a woman. Despite the fact that men get a lot of rejection, I haven't seen a video of men going to a church to pray for the Creator to bring them with the women or the wives. It's the women we see. They are the ones that are always acting in this manner. Much as the wave of feminism is caught up with us, the same feminist women still want to find men. Much as they want to control the man, but they still want a man. So that shows that women naturally, it is in their nature to desire that. And therefore, why do you want to make it something that will be difficult for you to achieve? Because the older you become, the more difficult it becomes. That's just the truth. Men are attracted, they are very visual. I said a lot, but I do believe it's necessary. I do this video in particular because I want my daughters to understand the rules of the game. No man is interested in a woman that's about to expire, a woman that's about to hit the wall. Men always want the young woman. That's why you see old men who have money marry young women on top of the older women they've already married. So as their wives get older, they begin to look for young blood. It's just the natural instinct. It is more difficult for a woman to do it in society than it is for a man. A woman who has money and wants to do it won't find many men jumping at her. But men who are much older will find it very easy to attract young women, because young women naturally gravitate towards money. So it's in your best interest to carefully evaluate every offer you have from a competent young man or a competent man that approaches you because he's interested in having you as a wife. Not for you to begin to disrespect everybody and think you have all the time in the world, and then at the end of the day you get desperate and go and marry somebody that will beat you up and beat you black and blue every day. This is the mistake that many people are making. And sometimes also there's the mistake of women thinking they need to marry somebody who's within their age range. I don't think it follows. Some of the longest lasting marriages I've seen have been between couples who had massive age differences between them. Some of the best I've seen, including my parents. So just some food for thought for women generally, especially young women who are looking to get married sometime in the future. understand, all women will grow old and wrinkly, including those who are currently clay queens, who are divas, who are supermodels. It doesn't matter what you are. They do all their shakara and all that. But at the end of the day, they start getting old. And then you see suddenly all the haughtiness disappears. And then they suddenly become, especially when they're not yet married, they begin to feel inadequate. They develop a complex. And by that time, it's often too late. I hope you not make the same mistake. I wish you well.